Hello and welcome everyone. So in this video I'm going to talk you about the Sass. Sass is something syntactically awesome style sheet. So it's a kind of preprocessor for the style sheets, the CSS we are using. So in this video we're going to cover the SCSS. And what is the difference between SCSS and a SASS? So the difference is very simple. In the Sass we don't use the curly braces and semicolon, and the SCSS we do. So I would like to use SCSS because I always think that putting semicolons or putting the curly braces are giving a feel of modularity. So that's why I use SCSS. And for those we have a couple of great features in this video. So you can see that we are going to create this in this video, and this is something which is created by the Sass, and we try to reduce the repeated code in the CSS. So this is the best way using Sass and reduce the redundancy or repetition of the codes. So in this video we're going to cover a couple of things, like we have the variables now. So every front-end developer is missing the variables that he always thinks like if we can have the variables and we can change that dynamically, so that are very good for us. So we have variables. Second thing that we can have the selectors. So we have the component type of selectors. So there is a module if you want to use something in the inner, so you'll find this in this video. So this is a kind of module. If you want to write styling for the ULLI in the header, so you can write ULLI in the header instead of dot header space ULLI. Okay, so this is again a new thing, and you can create a separate file for every components, and that can be imported in your style. So that is again a good feature of that. And now you can use the mixins as well. Now you can use the include, the extend, the arithmetic. I won't reveal everything. I think you should go with this video and experience this. Try to code along with me within this video. So I haven't skipped any step in this. So this will be good for you if you follow the entire step. So without wasting any time, let's just get started with the codes. Thank you so much. Okay everybody, so in order to start with learning SCSS, we initially have this HTML for you guys. So for this I have couple of items over here, like some images, so that we can have the intuitive UI as well. So after that I gonna do one thing, that for compiling the SCSS we are going to use the Visual Studio extension, which is awesome. I mean, you need to just go to this extension, type live Sass Compiler, and you'll find one like live Sass Compiler 3.0.0 or whatever. So just tap on this, and here you will find a button of install. As you can see, that is already installed in my system, so you can just so that's why it's showing uninstall button here, so you can enable it and then see the magic. Okay, so let's just close it, and here you can see that I've written a couple of lines for the code. So I've created a header, and within this header I've created two things. One is the image and one is list. So there are 3 items in this list, and let's run this. Okay, so this how it's working, and you can see here, so the HTML is getting rendered. Okay, so now just create a file over here, like name it styles.scss. Instead of CSS you just type SCSS, and you can see the Visual Studio providing the icon as well. So press enter. Okay, so let's suppose if we want to try that whether it's working or not, you just need to write like body. I always do this, like background color light blue. Okay, and once you do this, you can see the extension over here, what's SCSS, and which is S SCSS, which is what Sass. Okay, so you just tap on this, start working on this, it's watching, and you can see that it created couple of files over here, which is styles.css and styles.css.map. So this file says that these are the configuration, and the source of file is this, and it will convert this file into this, and you can modify it manually if you want to make some changes in this. Okay, so let's see in the style.css, we have the CSS file entry here. As you all know that we cannot directly run the SCSS file, so we need to compile into the CSS. Okay, so here it is, and now if we look on to this, here we can see the background color. Oh, magic. Okay, so like this way we can achieve the SCSS thing. So let's suppose whenever I write codes, I write a couple of defaults things, which is like margin 0, padding 0, outline none. This is my basic habit, and I provide the font family as well, which can be the Arial. Okay, so like this way, if we check this out, here it is working fine. Okay, so here we have the header, and let's put some style to the header, and for the body I would like to give the color. So let's suppose background some light gray color. So for that let's suppose hash suppose hash EEE, which is kind of a light gray color. So you can see it's reflects over here, and for the header I gonna give the white color. So background color FFF. Okay, so this can be the color. Okay, so you can see this, so this white color and this color. Let's suppose what if we have the variables in SCSS. So welcome, we are into the variables. So now using SCSS we can create the variables. Let's suppose taller font color. So font color, we can provide a color like suppose 6C, and which is a font color. And for the body, whenever we want to add a font into, so we can, in the header we can write like color taller font color. Okay, let's just try this. It's showing some error because we cannot use @ we need to use dollar. So this symbol says that this is the dollar, and here we got the success. So let's just try this. So here we can see this, the text colors are appearing over here. So for the header we are using text color. Let's suppose we want to make it dark, so we can use multiply 2. Okay, so it will make it light instead of dark. So let's check it. Yes, and if we multiply by 0.5 it will make it dark. You can see this. So here you can use the arithmetic operations as well. So you can use the plus, minus, multiplication, and divide as well. Okay, so want to darken this, divide by 2. Okay, let's undo this. Okay, so this is the header, and I want to align these things of the header. So for that I would like to write display flex. Okay, align item center and justify content space around. Let's see this. Yeah, it's quite okay now. It's working fine. So instead of this or like this way, we can create a mixing. Okay, and how gonna it work? So I'm gonna write @ mixing. Okay, will name this align. Okay, and that will take two parameters, which is like h align and $v align. This is not the syntax. You can take any kind of parameters, whatever you want, as we do in the methods in the programming. Okay, so here what I gonna do, I will write display flags. Okay, and align, sorry, for the horizontal justify content $h align. Okay, so again it is not the address, it's a dollar. I'm mistaking it again, sorry. Okay, so align items and dollar v align. Okay, so this will be fairly okay now. Okay, and instead of writing these three lines, we can use @include. Okay, and then align and pass the parameters. One for the horizontal we want space around, and for the vertical we want center. Okay, like this way. Okay, now just check it, it's working the same. So, and if we check the styles.scss for this or css for this, so you can see that like it automatically adjusts all the things. Okay, so this is the beauty of SCSS, and that's why we use it. Hooray, congratulations. Okay, so next thing, let's move on to the next thing. Let's suppose we need to give some styling to these things. So I'm gonna write dot header, in the header ul, in the ul li, list style none, and then some paddings, display line block, like this. Yeah, it's working fine. So sorry. Okay, so after this, instead of writing in this way, we can write like in the header, let's suppose ul, in the ul, let's suppose li. Okay, and instead of like this one, we can write within this, and we can remove this code, save it. So in the header we have ul, in the header ul of the header we have li. So like this way, it's a ladder thing. So this is the real SCSS or CSS. So if we save it, if it is compiled, so you can check into the CSS, it's working like this. So header and header ulli. Okay, so let's check this, and it's working fine. Congratulations, we have one more feature. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, which is kind of importing. So for this header I would like to have a different file. Let's use this header as a component. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna create one SCSS file. Instead of header.scss, I will write underscore header.scss, and what we going to put in that file is going to cut the entire header styling, and we'll use it here. Okay, and how to use that styling here, we're gonna import this and dot header. Okay, not dot slash header. Okay, so like this way, if we have the header, and you can see that we have the styling working here. Let's give some padding from 10 pixel. Okay, it's working fine. So we are on the track. So what we have learned so far, that we can use the variables, we can apply some arithmetic operations on those, we can use the mixins, and we can include this mixing into the any kind of component, and we can create a different file which can be the component specific styling, and we can use by using @import. Okay, so hope you like these things. And now I'm going to tell you one more cool feature. Let's suppose I gonna add let's suppose contacts div, and within this I have one contact. Okay, and in a contact I have three things, which is image src equals to, let's suppose, user. Okay, and one more thing can be the div, and in this div two things. One is the name, let's suppose let it be the Rohit Sharma. Okay, and second thing can be the email address, so rohit.sharma@xyz.com. okay, and there can be one more thing which is like the input type equals to button. Okay, and yeah, that's it. That is a button which will view the detail of this contact. Okay, so let's view this like this way, and I'm going to code for this contact. Let's code for this contact first. So dot contacts margin 50 pixel auto. Okay, and for that contact, let's suppose width 75%, margin auto, max width 700 pixel. Okay, and now use include that mixing, which is the align, and in that align we're gonna use two things, which is center and center. And within this contact we have a div. We're gonna give the class flex1, and let's just check it. Okay, it's working fine. And for the image we're gonna give the height of 40 px like this. Okay, great. For the div, let's give some margin 10 pixel. Okay, for the contact, let's give some background, let's suppose white. Border radius, this one's 50 pixel. See the way. Let's suppose adding the padding like this way. Okay, here we see the button as well. For the button we put some styling like type equals to button. Okay, so background transparent URL, let's suppose ey.png, no repeat, center. Okay, and let's suppose border none, and let's suppose one more thing, which can be the background size can be cover, and width 30 pixel, height of 30 pixel. And now let's just check it. Yeah, here it is. It seems like a black one. So for this contact I'm gonna use the color, and which is the theme color, let's suppose font color. And for we have the font colors now. And for the button we can use the opacity 0.7 kind of this way. Okay, so here we have and we can use some margin right, 10 pixel, and cursor pointer. Okay, so here we go. It's purely kind of responsible thing. Okay, so I gonna just give some shadow as well to make it feel good. Box shadow, so let's suppose 2 pixel, 5 pixel, CCC, which is a color. So here you can see some shadow, and then I'm gonna repeat this contact again and again. So this is a basic styling. Okay, and now let's give some margin into this. Margin, let's suppose 10 pixel auto. So it's watching, it's taking time. Let's keep on watching. For the contact, here's the contacts margin for this. So we have the SCSS now ready. Let's check this, why it's not taking the margin. Let's just check it. Must be overridden. Okay, so this margin is overridden here, so we going to use 10 pixel auto. Okay, so like this way. And let's suppose we have to add a new contact, and which is like this, a new contact, but not having a class of contact, having a class of new contact. Now this is very important part. Now here we're gonna learn one more concept of the SCSS. Okay, let's just save it and let's just see this. So here we cannot see the styling of those things. So for the new contact, what we can do is dot new contact, just @ extend dot contact. Okay, and now just check it. So it's going to use all the styling of the contact into the new contact. And if you want to improve some styling, let's suppose background, if you want to override a couple of things, so let's suppose light cyan, you can see the new contact. You can use the margin bottom 20 pixel and transform scale up to 1.1, so like this way. So here you can see the use of extend as well. So let's do a quick revision. So initially what we have used is the variables. We use this variable into the colors, like in header as well. Okay, so here it is. And then we have used the selectors, the inner selectors, like in the header we have ul, then we have li, and then we can write like this. And then we use one mixing, so we have created this mixing align. We use this into the contact, we use this into the header. By passing the different kind of parameters, we can configure the things. And then we use the component specific styling, we use the header. Similarly, we can create one more, like underscore contact dot SCSS, press enter, just cut this out, cut it, and just paste it here, and write, instead of that, write @import /contact.scss, and it is not SCSS, just contact, so like we do in the TypeScript. So I think that is good. And we have the execution, which is the purely responsible kind of thing. and hope you like this, and please subscribe this channel. Thank you so much.